At this point of national disaster, we also want to acknowledge the importance of our role as the biggest transporter of public transport users, who are estimated at 16.5 million commuters. They say here 16 million, I will go with it. We therefore do not underestimate the burden of our role in ensuring the spread of the coronavirus. As contained and eliminated in the taxi environment, which includes taxi ranks, taxi vehicles. This was evident in the meeting we held with Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula. We also wish him very good in his plans that he has for transport on how best we can fight this pandemic. Thus, among others, this has been drawn from our observation in other countries impacted by the coronavirus, where urgent steps were taken to limit the number of infections, therefore flattering the growth curve to ensure medical facilities are not well overwhelmed by too many sick people. As the taxi industry, we are of the view that since the virus has crossed into our borders, our only response is to create new internal borders to isolate the virus and ensure that the 16 million that we transport is protected from being infected. We have identified major taxi ranks in South Africa, and I must indicate we have more than 1,000 taxi ranks in the country, but we have identified for now major taxi ranks in the country in the 9 provinces. Each province has major taxi ranks. That is what we have identified, and we are going to be concentrating on a few days on those ranks before we depart to other ranks. At these taxi ranks, we will not only roll out our education, training and prevention campaign, but also ensure stringent monitoring for compliance of procedures and protocols that we call the coronavirus protocols of SANTACO. This would include the following: that taxi ranks and ranking facilities are kept clean and disinfected using certified chemicals, that all taxis are cleaned on a daily basis and disinfected as frequent as possible to ensure that chances of contaminations are reduced. All taxis to have sanitizers that are offered to all passengers as they enter the taxi and after handling taxi fares. Queue marshals, let me just before on the taxi fares. I've heard something yesterday, and I want to talk to all taxi commuters and to all people in South Africa. Don't hand over your monies to anybody. There is no instructions from the Reserve Bank that people should collect money from you. I'm using this particular stage here to say even to taxi drivers that nobody should come in the name of the Reserve Bank, in the name of government, to collect monies for you and say that this monies will be returned to you. If you give your money out, you must know that you are not going to get it back, and nobody is responsible except yourself. So keep your money with yourself. Queue marshals constantly encourage and ensure that passengers always should observe good hygiene habits. To promote washing of hands with water and soap and applications of sanitizers that will be pledging today here, that everybody in the vicinity of the taxi rank always cover their mouths and nose when coughing and sneezing. Encourage the same hygienic habits practiced at home and by the loved ones. More details on the procedures and protocols are contained in the document that we will be distributing to all taxi associations as the minimum blueprint to be followed to ensure that our facilities are coronavirus free. Owing to the traveling restrictions announced by the President of the Republic, we will also find practical ways of ensuring engagement with our structures in the execution of our plans. A national command center that is chaired by the president of SANTACO has already been formed, and similar structures will be operational in the province. Through these structures, we will be monitoring implementation of the coronavirus prevention protocols that we will expect every stakeholder in this process to comply with.
The National